Morning, everybody. I'm Steve Cox, Chief Technology Officer for TSG. I'm going to talk a little bit about the pace of technology. For me, things are moving faster than they've ever moved before. We're seeing lots of new technology come to market. We're seeing lots of new things happening, and people are looking at how do they keep up with technology. You know, it's always moved fast. Technology is a fast-moving industry, but now it seems like new things are coming all the time. There's lots of competition, so people are trying and battling to try and keep up. But you know, for me, we're on the edge of change, so this is a perfect time to focus on IT security, because whenever there's change, there's complexity and there's risk. We love jargon. Stephen mentioned to me earlier about the acronyms. Watch the acronyms. We love acronyms in IT. We love brands. Three of the biggest ones that you see at the moment: cloud, bring your own device, big data. And all of this combining of technology and delivery methods is becoming more and more complex, and with complexity becomes risk. And I think one of the things that we always need to look at as an industry is how do we manage risk in something that changes so fast and becomes more and more complex. Now, one of the things, and James is going to do some of his stuff around demos around this, is how do you really know what goes on your systems? So you've got your system, you've got your IT, you know what you buy, you know what you pay for, but how do you really know outside of that what your end users are bringing into your organisation? People are walking around now with, you know, iPods the size of I was going to say a cassette tape, but that shows my age, but an iPod the size of a cassette tape in their pocket, where they could take practically your entire corporate data by plugging it into your PC. You know, and how do you know what is going on? And this is important. The bring your own device thing, I mean, it is a buzzword, it is a terminology, and everybody's talking about it, but it's real. I mean, how many people nowadays will walk into an organisation, MD, owner, CEO, sales director, and say, I got an iPad for Christmas, I'd like to get my email on it. And it's typical now of what we're starting to see in the industry, of people buying the technology first and working out how they're going to run their business on it, rather than working out how they're going to run their business and then finding the technology that fits. And that's key. But you know, this bring your own device thing is starting to become important, because people have got choice. Some people like Android, some people like iPhones, some people like Windows. And if you give people what they're comfortable using and what they like using, the more they'll use it for a business benefit. But we need to make sure that whatever they do use is secure. So data centers is the new big thing. Everybody's building data centers. I want a data center. I must be the only CTO in the IT industry that hasn't got a data center. But I don't want a data center. And the reason I don't want a data center is because if I've got a data center, I've got to sell you space in my data center. But you might not want to buy space in my data center. So then what am I going to do? I'd rather come out to you and say, we're not a service provider. We don't build data centers and supply services. We're a reseller of other people's services. We give choice. If you want to go into a data center, we've got data centers, relationships with people who have got data centers all over the UK. You tell us what your needs are, you tell us where you want to go, and we'll help you go there. If you don't want to go in a data center, we'll facilitate that as well. So we're looking to do what's right for the business, not what's right for us. Things are not always apparent. The risk, you can't always see the risk. You know, if someone's telling you we've invested £1 million and we've built a data center and you'll be absolutely safe, we'll give you 99.9% uptime, that's great. But what if they don't? And most importantly, if there's one thing I would ask everybody to take away from today in terms of data centers is, what happens if I want to leave? Just ask the one question, what happens if I want to leave? How do I get my data out, and how do I get it into somewhere else? You need to work with people who understand what you need. It's no good just going to people who have got products to sell. You know, if I've got products to sell, I'm selling you products. You know, I'm not listening to what you need and working out what products that I can fit. We're quite fixed in what we sell. You know, we like to be good at what we do, and we like to work with people who we believe that we can add some business value to, because if we can't, you know, we just become another also-ran. If you want a competitive edge, embrace the benefits that technology brings. Because this is a fast-moving world, and technology is coming quick and fast, and the smarter companies are working with smart technology, and they're using it well. And they're using it well to drive down their cost of sale, to make them more efficient and make them more productive. Find a trusted partner. Hopefully us. If it's someone else, it's someone else. But find a trusted partner and talk to them about your business issues. Don't talk technology, talk business. Tell them what you've got. Tell them the issues you've got. Tell them what you need to fix. And they'll find the right technology to fit in for you. Focus on security. Security for me is just key on everything, because it's the one bit, it's like car insurance. You know, you pay and pay and pay and hope you'll never use it, and security is the same. It's one of those, you just keep paying out, you just keep paying out, you hope you never get an attack.
I've never seen this. Steve has. I'm looking forward to it because I've got a feeling it's going to shake the room up a little bit. So I'm going to hand over to James. He's going to do some incredible things, and I'm going to watch in awe.
I do want to open up the presentation with this point that, you know, whilst there's all this PC-based malware and all these things we've heard about, phishing emails, I mean, you've all come across the Nigerian banker that wants to give you $63 billion because he likes your face, I don't know. Now, I have been using this graph for about 4 years. But every year I just add a bar chart to it. This shows the volume of malicious code that we see every single day in Sophos Labs, which is quite a lot, because you'll notice 2012, we're over 200,000 new pieces of malicious code every single day. Staggering volume of malware out there designed to steal information, to steal money. And, of course, the bad guys aren't writing this all automatically. We now have an illicit economy where the bad guys build each other products and tools and services and sell them to each other to make it easy to generate malicious code. And I'm going to show you some of these tools later in the presentation. But let me reassure you that the majority of malicious code and the majority of mistakes are still caused by basic failures. Fantastic point at the end there. Things that could easily have been prevented. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that cybercriminals are up to. Now, you've heard about kind of cloud services and, you know, these convenient websites you can log on, like Salesforce, some of you might use. Well, the bad guys have their equivalents of that. And this is actually a cloud service for malware authors, which tells you how high quality your virus is and gives you tips on how you could improve it. I mean, that's bizarre, isn't it? For a relatively small price, we've got quality assurance from the bad guys. But it goes further than that. I actually went out on the internet doing a little digging, and within about 2 hours, I'd managed to find a large collection of about 30 utilities that the cybercriminals were creating for each other and selling. Some open source, some commercial. I'm going to quickly show you one of my favorites. So this little toolkit here, you can buy, and it enables you to set up and distribute malware. Comes with, you know, a video installation guide. Some of them have technical support. I mean, this sounds like the legitimate software industry. It's so bizarre. Here comes what I believe is the best proof that cybercrime is organized. Because we hear it all the time in the media, you know, oh, cybercrime, it's organized, it's like a business. This is a dashboard for managing the metrics of performance of cybercrime. I saw one the other day that had a CRM built into it. So as they were infecting people with fake antivirus, they were profiling them, and then they were calling them up and trying to sell them platinum support services for the virus they just installed on their computer. Staggering business maturity. And so these tools make it easy to generate hundreds of thousands of new instances of malicious code every single day. I want to show you another interesting category of malware. In the interests of brevity, I recorded this and sped it up, which means I get to talk really fast. Ransomware. And this is really a terrifying one for me because it does damage you can't clean up. Ransomware holds your data to ransom. In some cases by using scare tactics, in other cases by literally encrypting the data with a password that you don't have. I have here one piece of kit for penetration testers. It is the Pony Express Pwn Plug Elite. And it contains a serious product. Okay, I didn't make this up. It contains a plug. See, normal plug, looks like a printer power supply. In fact, it even comes with a sticker that makes it look like a printer power supply. Air freshener versions are available if you'd like it to look like an air freshener. When this is plugged into the power, it also has an add-on for a SIM card, like in your mobile phone. It enables an attacker to connect in to this over the mobile network, where it includes a full set of attack tools, including all the stuff I've just shown you. And it can be connected to your local LAN, surreptitiously by an employee, or it's got a Wi-Fi adapter in it, so you can start trying to crack the wireless network, at which point the hacker can sit the other side of the world and focus on attacking your network using this tiny little box that I bought online, which is quite scary. Also has Bluetooth capabilities. If you want to go trying to do Bluetooth injection of audio into people's phone conversations. Cyber criminals, competitors with tools at this price point and this ease of use are going to go after your networks and try and steal information. This is not the geeky specialist art that it once was. And with that, the numbers are only going to increase further year on year. And preventing much of it is actually quite basic. So, the technology that we're all using is changing. Make sure that you're applying as much discipline to those mobile devices and their configuration as you did the traditional PC. That's not to say you need as many products, or as much investment, but just make sure you've got your eye on it and you've got the right basics of policy and process applied to it. Keep in mind that the adversary that we're facing is changing. It's becoming very easy for people with low technical skill but motive to do some nasty things in our businesses, and that's not to ignore the risk of hacktivists or higher-end attackers, depending on the nature of your business.